my friends, with you it's Andrea Purvu, and today I welcome you guys back to a new episode of the Prima podcast. For today's episode, I'm going to shoot another after match review, and for today I'm going to actually talk about both of the two matches that took place yesterday at the European tournaments. And without any further ado, let's get started. So, the first match that took place yesterday at the European tournaments at the quarterfinals was England versus Switzerland. And let's talk a bit about the lineup. So I do not have any remarks on the lineup from Switzerland, because I think that they really started the best players from that squad, and it was a perfect lineup for them. I don't have any ado to make on that. Though I have remarks on the English lineup. So the English lineup has a new formation. They yesterday played with the formation 3-4-2-1. And I think that this is the successful one so far. I think that this should be their main lineup from now on. I think that with this lineup, Southgate started appealing to everybody, because I think that the main problem to Southgate and the main reason why people were hating him so much was the fact that his squad is formed by stars. I mean, everyone in that squad is a star. Literally everyone. It's, in my opinion, best team from these European tournaments at like, if we're talking about individual players, you know. I mean, even their team, I think that it's worth somewhere around 1 billion euros. So yes, you guys can tell that it's a team formed by stars, and especially the biggest stars from these teams were the midfielders. And when you have such an amazing squad, it's really hard to do a lineup, to make a lineup in which you don't sleep on anyone. And basically, people were mad because he was starting someone, but he was benching another person and stuff like that. And with this new formation, he introduced more midfielders, because in this new formation, he basically have 6 midfielders out of 11 players. So, basically, in this way, he was able to start more players, more stars, and to kind of make him to appeal to everyone. In my opinion, this is, as I said, the successful lineup, because in my opinion, in this lineup there were the best players from this squad. And I know that some of you guys would say that I'm sleeping right now on Trent Alexander-Arnold or other players, that really good players that deserve that starting lineup, but in my opinion, Trent Alexander-Arnold and all the other people that have been benched, I think that they deserve to be benched. I mean, they are really good players, but they are not the best. And as I said, in my opinion, this is the perfect lineup for the English squad, and this is the best. These are the 11 best players from that squad. And like, let me just read you the names, okay? So like, it's Kane in in attacking, then Bellingham and Foden behind him, then Mainu, Saka, Trippier, and Mainu, Saka, Trippier and Rice, and the defenders are Stones, Walker, and Konsa, and the goalkeeper is Pickford. I mean, these names, just when you hear the names, like, you get scared, like your legs start shaking. So yeah, in my opinion, these are the best players. And I wanted to address one more situation. The fact that, basically for the first time we've seen Bellingham on a different position than he usually plays. I mean, he generally was either the central midfielder, either the attacking midfielder, basically behind the two wingers that were in front of him. Like, for Real Madrid, for example, there were Vinicius and Rodrigo in front of him, and he was in the back of them. But for the first time, he's actually an attacking midfielder, and he is placed on the right flank. And honestly, I thought that was quite smart, because he's actually right-footed. Though, honestly, I mean, I think that for many months, maybe even years, I was thinking that actually Bellingham is left-footed because I've seen him scoring many goals with his left foot. But yeah, he's right-footed, and he generally as well, I've seen him playing a lot in the left flank. I mean, even sometimes when he doesn't even have the ball and he's just running, like, kind of wanting to take part in actions or observing the match, he's always sitting in the left flank. Or not necessarily always, but generally he's sitting in the left flank. So we can kind of say that he's bow-footed, but I think that it was smarter to put him, even though yes, he plays really well with his left leg. I think that it was really smart to place him in the right flank. And this duo, Foden and Bellingham, who a lot of people were comparing them to each other because they are right now kind of the biggest stars in the team and maybe the best players. But yeah, it was quite interesting to see them both on the same line and playing together, and yeah, I like this lineup, honestly. Now let's dive into the match. So, from the first few minutes, honestly, I've seen that Bellingham is very tired, and I know that now he's the star, and as well because he scored that bicycle kick, everybody right now is saying that he's the best player in the world because yes, maybe he ghosted the whole match, but because of him, I mean, he started the English actions, and because of him, England started gaining hope, and that's how England won, because of his equalizer, and his absolutely unexpected equalizer and spectacular one. But I mean, at this point, I understand why he's a starter, but he's so tired. I mean, I was seeing from the first minutes, he was literally like with his hands on his knees multiple times. I've seen him in that pose, and you can tell that at this point, as I said, he's exhausted, and it's quite understandable because imagine, like, you are playing the whole year. He has been playing at Real Madrid, and in most of the matches, he has been a starter, and then Champions League, the Spanish Cup, and imagine just the fact that the Champions League ended, and 1 week later, the European tournament started. So, yeah, I mean, at that level, it's really hard to stay in your form and to remain in your condition, in your best condition. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think that he, as I said, is up to his level and up to his standards. But yeah, I mean, it's a matter of tiredness, basically. But still, I mean, I've seen him playing in this whole match. I've seen him making quite of some actions, the interesting one, creating some situations there. I mean, yeah, but you can tell that he's not the same Bellingham that he was when he joined Real Madrid and everybody was just looking at him, and that was he was the moment. I mean, even if you were a Bellingham hater, you were not able to not just look at what that guy was doing. I mean, all the time he was making us to have the attention on him. So, I mean, he's definitely not the same Bellingham that he was, as I said, at the beginning of the season, but yeah. Then meet 32, Fabian Schär cuts off the run of Jude Bellingham, and he receives a yellow card. And in my opinion, right there, it was a really controversial decision, because in my opinion, there was really minimal contact. I mean, especially I think that from March, since March, I've seen Bellingham simulating a lot, and sometimes it's a bit disrespectful. I mean, sometimes he's really unfair play with this. But yeah, I mean, as well, right here, I think that he kind of simulated, because, as I said, it was really minimal contact, but whatsoever. And, wait a second. So this is basically it for the first half, because not too many things has happened in the first half. Let me tell you something, it was quite of a boring first half. But now let's dive into the second half. So in the first 60 minutes, Switzerland, I've seen Switzerland really pressuring and pressing Konsa, because basically Konsa does not have a really big experience, and it was quite obvious to him to be targeted as the weak target, I would say. Yeah, and especially I've seen Embolo pressing and pressuring Konsa. Yeah, then in minute 64, there is a really interesting change in the lineup. I mean, Rieder leaves the field and Zuber enters the field. And I think that was a really understandable decision because Rieder, in my opinion, even though he's a really amazing player and it's a player that I really like from Switzerland, I think that at this point he was not able to continue. He seemed really tired, and bringing Zuber with fresh powers was quite a great decision. Then Vargas in the same minute leaves the field and is replaced by Widmer, and at first I didn't agree, honestly, because I was thinking that Vargas was still able to continue. I mean, he has played a great game, and I was thinking that Switzerland really needs him and he should continue on playing. But after I've seen Widmer playing, I mean, from the first 5 minutes when he entered the field, he already dynamized the game. So after a bit of time, I agreed with the decision that was took there. Then in minute 75, Bril and Bolo scores the first goal, and that was basically, in my opinion, due to Stone's error. And it kind of reminded me of Romania when we received our second goal. I mean, when Netherlands scored against us, the second goal, because basically it was kind of the same situation where Dragushin, our defender, have done kind of the same error, in my opinion. And as well, I don't remember exactly, but I think that Embolo scored quite of a similar goal to the one Gakpo scored there. So yeah, it kind of this situation kind of reminded me of the previous match that took place in the round of 16. And 3 minutes away from this, there are 3 changes. Shaw enters the field and Trippier leaves the field. And honestly, I was so happy to see that because, as I'm saying in almost all of my videos, I'm a really big Manchester United fan. And Luke Shaw plays at Manchester United, and yes, in case you guys do not know, he has been injured for the longest time at this point. And basically he did not play a match, I think that since January, and he entered the field literally with no experience, just the trainings, and he actually has done quite a great job. I mean, I really like the way he played, and I was just so happy to see him on the field again, you know. Then 2 minutes away from this, my favorite moment from this match is when Saka shoots from far outside of the penalty kick and he scores, and it's actually from a right decisive pass. And honestly, this moment reminded me of basically oh wait, before saying that, I wanted to mention the fact that Sommer didn't even move when Saka shot. I mean, he did not even expect it. It was so unexpected. Nobody expected in that moment him to shoot on target. I mean, everybody was thinking that probably he's going to play a bit more and then shoot, but no, he shot right in that moment, and it was so beautiful. Like, as I said, Sommer did not even move. Nobody expected that. It came out of nowhere. And honestly, it reminded me of Güler, cause when he scored that goal against Georgia, which, as I said, in my opinion, is the most beautiful goal at the European tournament so far. And honestly, the way, I mean, I don't know, it just reminded me of him because it was quite similar, and it was as well outside of the penalty box, and yeah, at the penalty area, sorry. And yeah, I was really happy to see that happening. And as well, I was just thinking in that moment that he got his revenge from the last Euro, where sadly he missed the last penalty kick, and he received so much backlash and criticism from people, which was absolutely like, it was disgusting to see that. It was disgusting to see how many people were so racist towards him because he missed that penalty kick, and it wasn't like he was the only one who has missed in that moment. I mean, there were other English players that have missed before him, but yeah, the blame went on the last one. And honestly, he was just a 19-year-old kid, and now to see him all grown up, I mean, he's 22 now, 22, 23, somewhere around there. I mean, and just thinking about the fact that at Arsenal this season, he has been the goal-getter, and as well, one more moment when I was actually thinking that he got his revenge from the Europeans tournament, from the European tournaments in 2020, was basically the moment when Arsenal qualified for the Champions League against Porto, and they got 2 penalties, and I think that he shot the second penalty most probably, and he scored the beautiful one. And yeah, I was like, so I know, I mean, yes, I'm so happy for him, honestly. He's one of my favorite players. He is my favorite player from Arsenal, and I'm a really big Arsenal fan as well. He's my 3rd favorite team, actually. So, yeah, it was a happy moment for me. And as well, I was happy to see and content to see this goal being shot from Rice's pass, because they are, I mean, I like Rice a lot, and they are as well colleagues at Arsenal. So, yeah, it was quite a moment to watch, to see. And then in minute 95, basically in the extra time, there was a really good shoot from Rice, but sadly he misses. And Sommer in that moment, he definitely showed us his class, and he proved his class. I mean, he's a really experienced goalkeeper, and yeah, that kind of shoot that Rice did shot in that moment was a really, I mean, almost impossible shoot to save, but Sommer has class. Anyways, then in minute 109, Embolo leaves the field and Shaqiri enters the field. And in my opinion, Embolo really has done a great game. I mean, he was above the expectations, but Shaqiri needed to warm up for the penalties. I mean, I think that basically the coach got him on the field because he was one of the players that were supposed to shoot a penalty, and they were all preparing for the penalty kicks. And then Kane was replaced by Tony, and yeah, I was a bit scared when I've seen that, because Kane is a really great penalty kick shooter, but Kane got injured and he was not able to continue, and I think honestly that Tony was the best replacing for him. And then 5 minutes away from this, Foden leaves the field. Really interesting decision right there. And Trent Alexander-Arnold enters the field, but I think that basically they did that as well as, I mean, it's the same situation with Shaqiri. They did that because they needed someone they were preparing for the penalty kicks. So, yeah. And now let's talk about the penalty kicks. So, the first penalty was shot by Cole Palmer, and honestly I did not expect him to actually score that goal, but he did. And then Pickford, the moment when Switzerland were supposed to shoot, Pickford has done an amazing save. And this goalkeeper, is actually amazing. I mean, I know that he right now plays at Everton, but he is such a great goalkeeper. One of the best, in my opinion, really unpopular opinion, but he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now. Then the penalty kick was shot by Bellingham, and he was so cold with that one. I mean, it was an elegant execution, and I think that he won in that moment with his attitude, because he was so, as I said, cold. He did not, I don't even know. He was cold, and his shot was with lots of class and elegant. And he low-key reminded me of Zidane, and everyone is most of the people are reminded of Zidane the moment when they see Bellingham playing. I mean, he's as well his idol and stuff like that. So, yeah. Then the second penalty kick shot by Switzerland was shot by Schär, and basically Pickford have moved too much, and he as well got fooled by Schär execution. So, yeah, Switzerland scored as well a penalty kick. Then Saka scored the third penalty kick. I mean, he shot the third penalty kick and he scored. And again, what a moment for him after all the backlash that he received 3 years ago. And then Shaqiri, with lots of power, he shot to the third penalty for Switzerland and he scored. And then Tony, so Tony goes to shoot a penalty kick and he scores an amazing goal, and he's amazing again. I mean, he's really good at penalty kicks. And something that I really like was the fact that he was literally holding eye contact with the goalkeeper and he was only looking in his eyes. He was not even looking at the ball when he shot and he scored. And then I mean, Zomed in that moment was a bit disappointing. I think he got a bit intimidated by Tony. I mean, I did not expect him to actually not save those many penalty kicks at this point. And then Pickford basically started moving in the same way as he did at the second penalty kick, and he misses again. And Trent shoots the last penalty kick and it's immaculate, and that brings England to qualify for the semi-finals in Southgate's 100th match. And yeah, basically this is it for this match. Now let's wrap it up. Let's start the commentary. So I really thought that was a very tactical game. It was not necessarily a spectacular one. I mean, I've heard the commentators comparing it to a chess match, and honestly, that's how it felt. As I said, it was really, really tactical. It kind of reminded me of Bundesliga, because Bundesliga, in my opinion, is the most tactical league out of all. Then I loved how Eze played. I mean, I think that it was a good match from him. Honestly, I do not think that anyone can have any bad remark on his game last night. And Foden was quite disappointing. I mean, and as well this European tournament, he was quite disappointing. I barely have seen him. I think that he was quite invisible at this match, and as well at other matches that he has played for England in this European tournament. And yeah, basically this is it for this match. I do not have more things to say than what I've already done. So now let's dive into the second match that took place yesterday at the European tournaments, and that was Netherlands versus Turkey. And honestly, I hoped from the bottom of my heart that Turkey is going to beat Netherlands, and honestly, I hoped till the last moment. And I didn't only want that because they beat Romania, but I as well wanted that because I really liked the way Turkey played in this European tournament, and I really thought that they are going to be the dark horse. But sadly, I mean, what actually says who is the dark horse depending on like which stage that team gets eliminated? I mean, Turkey definitely was above their condition, was above their standards. I mean, they got in the quarterfinals after I think 16 years of not qualifying into it. So, and they had as well a really good game as well in the quarterfinals. So yeah, I think that still they were most probably the dark horse out of this competition, in my opinion. But I really hope that they would have beaten Netherlands. And honestly, it's not just because they beat Romania, but as well it was the fact that they had so many advantages coming from the referee. Maybe if they did not have those advantages, maybe I wasn't that against them, but right now I'm so against Netherlands. So yeah, I really hope that they would have beat him, but they didn't, sadly. And yeah, now let's dive into this match. So first, let's talk about the lineups. I think that was a perfect lineup from Netherlands. The best 11 players were the starters. I mean, yes, perfect squad from them. And then Turkey has the same lineup as in the last match. The only change is the fact that Çalhanoğlu was back after a suspension. And yeah, I was really happy to see him in this match. And yes, let's now dive into the actual match. So in minute 30, Simons steps on Müldür's foot and he receives a yellow card. And honestly, in my opinion, it was a fair decision. I mean, Muldur even received medical attention in that moment, so yeah, definitely fair decision. Yellow card awarded, yes. Oh, by the way, I was so happy because the official for this game was actually Clément Turpin, and he is actually my favorite referee. And I've tried so hard to pronounce his name like with French accent. Actually, I'm a French speaker, but I do not have necessarily an accent. But yeah, please, give me shout out for that, honestly. Okay, so then in minute 35, Turkey shoots a corner kick, and Arda Güler gets the ball, and he sits it and makes the decisive pass for Ayakadın, who jumps. And honestly, that jump was really amazing, and who jumps and scores. And honestly, I think that he has done his revenge. He got his revenge from the match against Portugal, where he scored that own goal. This time he managed to find the actual post, the actual goal post, and he scored. And I was so happy to see him scoring out of Arda Güler's pass, which was actually really, in my opinion, was an immaculate pass. And yeah, this kid simply at 19 years old, mind-blowing. Wait, so basically this is it for the first half. Not too many things has happened in the first half, and let's wrap it up. So in my opinion, Arda Güler's performance was really good. The interventions from him were he was there exactly at the right moment, at the right time, and with the right executions. And then again, Clément Turpin, my favorite referee, has officiated this game, and I'm just so happy because of that. I mean, it was such an important game for me, and the fact that as well my favorite referee has officiated it, yeah, and a fair one. In my opinion, Clément Turpin have been really fair with his decision, and I really was seeking for that. I was looking forward for that, for a referee that would take fair decisions after the last match. So yeah, okay, now let's dive into the second half. So in the second half, in minute 55, there was a free kick shot by Arda Güler, the Turkish Messi, and this kid again, he is phenomenal. I mean, the way this kid shoots and the way this kid has shot that goal, I mean, it was so satisfying, and I really thought that that's going to go in, but yeah, the goalkeeper saved it. I mean, it was really close, but still, I mean, that execution at 19 years old, crazy. Anyways, then in minute 70, Depay's shoots a corner kick, and De Vrij scores the equalizer, and that was a really sad moment for me. And then Gakpo, 6 minutes away from this, Gakpo scores from Dumfries' pass, and it was a beautiful goal. I won't be me right now. It was a beautiful goal. He managed to fool the goalkeeper, though it was at first a debate if actually it was his goal or if it was an own goal. And honestly, at first I still kind of disagree. I mean, when I was looking on the replays, for me it was quite visible that it was actually Gakpo's goal. But later on, UEFA changed their decision, and they wrote on the scoreboard that actually that was an own goal from Mert. But I don't know, I mean, it's debatable though. If UEFA said so, most probably it was a own goal, but yeah. Then in minute 80, Akayadun is injured, and he's injured really severely by a player from Netherlands, and he stretchered off. And at this point, Netherlands is so aggressive, and they were talking about us that we are aggressive, but I swear to God, in the last two matches that they have played, probably they've been the most aggressive team so far. I mean, man, they broke I mean, a Romanian guy head, then they almost left another Romanian, I mean, they injured a Romanian guy that badly that he was not even able to play anymore, and he was saying that he was not able to breathe and stuff like that. Then in the beginning of this match, they are stepping onto Muldur's feet, and he received medical attention, and now they are injuring Akayadun, who was stretchered off the pitch. Like, yeah, and we are aggressive, right? Okay. Then in minute 90 plus 6, Betug Irdirim receives a red card because of unsportsmanlike conduct. Honestly, I have no idea what he has said or whatever, but I think that most probably he was saying that Netherlands were losing time, and honestly they did that. I mean, I think that there should have been at least one more minute awarded, in my opinion, but yeah. And honestly, it was a really sad day for me yesterday because, as I said, I was anyways a really big Turkish supporter. I mean, they had a soft spot in my heart, honestly, and I was really hoping that they are going to qualify for the semifinals, and especially when I found out that they were about to play against Netherlands, I wanted even more for them to qualify. But yeah, I guess Netherlands did play well yesterday. They did play well. I won't disagree, but I think that as well, Turkey deserved their place in the semi-final, and honestly, I've hoped till the last second. I mean, I remember I was literally sitting on this bed watching the match on that TV, and I was really like, come on guys, you have 2 minutes, we can do this, come on guys. Literally, these were the two things that I was saying, come on guys, and we can do this. Like, I was playing there, so come on guys, we can do this, we have 2 more minutes, we can do this. Then in 1 minute, we have 1 minute, we can do this, we can score the equalizer, come on guys. Then in the last 30 seconds I was like, come on, we are going to equalize the way Italy equalized with Croatia, we got this, we can do this guys, come on. Then in the last 10 seconds I was like, okay, we have 10 more seconds, we got this, we can do this. Nothing has happened. Then, I mean, a few seconds were still awarded because Netherlands were losing time and stuff like that. And I was like, come on, we got this. Still the last blow. And yeah, when the official had decided that the match was over, that was the moment when I've been conscious about the fact that we lost. Till the last second, I was like, no, we got this guys, we can do this. But yeah, it was not for Turkey this year. Hopefully it will be next year, because honestly they had an amazing squad, and as I said, I really think that they deserve their place in the semifinals. But yeah, what can you do about it? This is football, and this is life in general. You never know what is going to happen. So yeah, this was it for today, you guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends if you think that any of this information might be useful to them. Comment down below any suggestion for me to improve and stuff like that, and subscribe to keep in tune with all my uploads. Okay, you guys, bye!